story begins in 2012 when I was involved in a car wreck. I was stopped at a stop sign when someone rear-ended me. My seatbelt failed to lock and my head hit the steering wheel. Because of the adrenaline, I didn't think I was hurt, so I drove myself home. When I tried to get out of my vehicle, I became very dizzy and unsteady on my feet. I also noticed a pain in my head. My now estranged husband took me immediately to the ER, and this is where they noticed that I had injured my leg and hip. I began physical therapy, and over time I noticed that I could not remember things, and that the headaches increased in intensity. The doctors then diagnosed me with a traumatic brain injury. During the next 2 years, I pretty much checked out. I continued to see my doctors and participate in some daily activities, but really felt I had no purpose. My depression increased, and then all of a sudden my memory reset, and I felt as though I was a different person. I noticed that my home was not what I remembered, my children were older, and my house looked as though a hoarder lived there. But emotionally, at that point, my desire for more became clear. My estranged spouse could not handle the new me, and I began to realize that he had been emotionally abusing me all this time. In July of 2015, I hit an all-time low and was contemplating suicide. I was hospitalized for 2 weeks, and this allowed me to get myself back together, and I decided at that time I did not want to live this way anymore. This was my first time going to Turning Point with my children. I don't believe I was truly committed to being alone without my husband, so I decided to go back home. In March of 2016, after the abuse turned from just emotional to physical as well, I made the decision to leave once and for all and return to Turning Point. The difference this time was that I was committed to the program. I had the opportunity to collect myself and start the healing process with my children. While at Turning Point, I realized from all the support they gave that I was not alone. I was able to learn from the groups about the cycle of abuse, red flags, and patterns so that I would not return to that old way of thinking. The case managers assisted me in getting a more permanent place of residence, and they provided me with therapeutic and spiritual counseling. I enjoyed attending the groups which focused on self-awareness, self-esteem, and maintaining a healthy emotional balance. I liked that no one at Turning Point shoved their beliefs on me. Instead, they encouraged me to do what it takes to have a better and more fulfilling life away from the terrors of my past. I learned that if I wanted a more fruitful life, I had to do the work. I am thankful for the generosity of others. That is when I realized that there is still hope and life past a broken heart. As Psalms 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit."
Did you know 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will experience abuse at the hands of their intimate partner during their lifetime? Thank God there's a Salvation Army Turning Point here in Roanoke that has been in existence for more than 30 years, offering a safe place of refuge for victims and their children. The mission of the Salvation Army is to be a place for the least, the last, the forgotten of society. The Salvation Army exists as a place to offer healing and wholeness to anybody as they need it. The Salvation Army's Turning Point has been doing just that in our very own community and needs your support. Trained Salvation Army personnel are available to answer the domestic violence hotline for Roanoke every minute of every day. When someone calls on the domestic violence hotline, they're asked a series of questions to assess their situation. And our trained personnel are available to devise a safety plan, to offer support and advocacy to get the victim the services that they need. If deemed necessary, arrangements are made for the victim and their children, if they have any, to be brought to our undisclosed location of shelter. This is where a family is welcomed to the Salvation Army's Turning Point with open arms. They're welcomed to a place that is safe, a place that offers healing, a place that offers hope. And our trained staff and others in the Salvation Army community are there to love on them, to walk with them, to help empower them, to get out of their situation and to start their life afresh in a non-threatening environment. Once a family is welcomed to the Salvation Army's Turning Point, they're showed to their own private bedroom and bathroom, where women and children can feel comfortable and safe in their environment. The Salvation Army Turning Point seeks to be a welcoming environment by providing women and children with new pajamas, with toiletries, and with toys for the children. We want them to be excited about the experiences that they are having as a family. The Salvation Army's Turning Point provides a nice living space where families can watch TV, where they can scroll on the internet through our laptops, and also a library where families can read to their children, read privately, and do some much-needed homework and job searches. The Salvation Army's Turning Point has, at the center of all that we do, our women and children in mind. This is exhibited in a lot of different ways. This is exhibited in our food preparation techniques, as our food services manager is available on site to provide 3 balanced, nutritious meals a day, as well as to provide snacks for the women and children to come and eat at their leisure. This is also exhibited in our pantry closet, as we have a whole host of items that anyone may need as they're missing the comfort of home. This includes things such as toiletries, makeup, clothing, undergarments, diapers, books, and things that women and children need during their stay at the Salvation Army's Turning Point. The Salvation Army's Turning Point has at the center of its client-focused approach a vehicle available to provide transportation to the women and their children to wherever they may need to go. This includes transportation to places such as court and legal proceedings, help in the housing search, transportation to job interviews, and even transportation to medical appointments. The Salvation Army's Turning Point is proud to provide professional case management services to our clients and their children. Our trained case managers use industry best practices in providing a strengths-based approach to meet our clients and their children where they are. We are able to work with them to provide individualized case management that helps assess their needs and develop goals that are measurable so that they can achieve them while they are with us and far beyond when they leave us. We partner with several other agencies in the Roanoke Valley to provide group sessions in topics such as trauma-informed care, relapse prevention, overcoming abuse, and how to stop the cycle of abuse from happening again. The Salvation Army has been serving the Roanoke Valley consistently since 1887. The Salvation Army's Turning Point has been in existence for more than 30 years, providing lodging to more than 11,000 women and children in their time of crisis. Won't you consider being a member of this colony of hope, bringing hope to those who are hopeless in their time of need? Tell your friends about the Salvation Army's Turning Point. Advocate on behalf of those who have no voice. Invest your time and your resources into helping to change our community, one life at a time.